Hello, Internet. This is Byron D0 yet again. Uh, First of all, happy summer, I guess. Although we're a couple weeks away, but I digress. Couple updates. First of all, I finally saw Iron Man 3. Gotta say, not impressed. Like at all. Uh, Honestly, I was disappointed by their choice of storylines to use. um, they decided to use this variation of the extremist storyline, uh, which was okay, I guess, but I mean, not the best way to end a trilogy. I mean, they had a chance to use what I believe was one of the best Iron Man storylines out there, the Armor Wars. And I mean, and it would have been a perfect setup. Tony, at this point in the franchise, is established. People know who he is. He has made it very public that he is Iron Man. Of course, it would make a leeway for people to have be gaining access to his tech, to his schematics for the Iron Man armor. But no, I guess Marvel wanted to play it safe. I mean, with all the storylines, why extremists? I mean, because it's modern, because it's contemporary. I don't know what you're thinking sometimes, Hollywood. I mean, clearly you think it's okay for Megan Fox to play April O'Neil. So, yeah, I don't exactly think you guys are the brightest bunch of bulbs. But I digress. Yeah, it was pretty mediocre. All the way up to the little teaser at the end, if you can call it that. Because I felt very dissatisfied by that little teaser. And if you notice, I'm keeping it spoiler free, so I'm not going to tell you what it was. I mean, I want you to make up your own mind, but I didn't like it. And didn't really make me excited for the rest of the Marvel films. I mean, there's the new Thor one is coming out later this year. I'm going to watch it anyway, just not sure when I'll watch it. I mean, I can wait. But yeah. Uh, yeah. Let's move on to the bigger piece of news. E3 just ended this week. And wow, was there a lot of hype this E3. I mean, between the console war between PS3 and Xbox One, and poor little Wii U in the middle somewhere, there was a lot to talk about. I mean, let's get the elephant in the room out of the way. The Xbox One. Oh man, Microsoft, did you shoot yourself in the foot? I mean, I'll be as mature as I can about it, but it's really kind of hard when you. I don't know what you guys were thinking with your whole online 24/7 thing. Do you really think that people are going to be okay with that? And then you go ahead and you mock the people who don't have internet, saying it's their own fault. I mean, sure, there are a lot of I mean, yeah, if you have disposable income to pay $500 for a gaming console, then you should be able to afford internet. But what in the case that you lose power temporarily between one of those constant updates that you seem to think are a good idea? Uh, yeah, hurricanes happen, thunderstorms happen. I mean, I grew up in North Carolina, which is pretty much hurricane country. And during Hurricane Fran back in the 90s, we went without power for a fucking week. So imagine if Xbox One had been around that time. You know, I mean, it's a first world problem, but, a lot of people who spent their money on that system would be fucked. And you're just saying, fuck you, pay me, America. Yeah. I mean, there's no other way I can say this. You guys are fucking stupid. Because you didn't do your homework. You weren't smart enough about it. Or maybe you listened to what Sony was thinking, and maybe Sony just set you up. I mean, this is all speculation on my end and on the fans' end, but I'm inclined to believe that speculation right about now. Jesus, man. I mean, I'm sure the Xbox fanboys are going to line up regardless, because again, they have the disposable income to pay for said system. I, on the other hand, probably won't ever buy an Xbox One. You know, the only Xbox system I ever owned was a 360. It was a good system. I mean, until I got red ringed, and then I ended up getting a PS3 because at the time I got a better deal for that. And it's still running. I'm okay with it, you know. It does what it needs to do, and I got a Blu-ray player. But I digress. Yeah, Microsoft, I mean, yeah, you're backpedaling now. I mean, that's what any good corporate American outfit does when they're out of the frying pan into the fire, like you guys are. But you know, the shit hit the fan and damage is done. Good luck with your damage control at this point. I mean, in positive news, I'm excited for Killer Instinct. I'll play it at one of my friends' house because I'm sure one of my peeps out there who I know will probably get it anyway. But I don't foresee myself getting it. Not for that particular IP. And I don't give a shit about Halo. You know? I am such a casual shooter person anyway. But let's move on to the PS4, who, for all intents and purposes, won E3. I mean, let me just do a little disclaimer. I know E3 isn't a competition, but if it were, Sony would have won this year. Yeah, they really had a lot to show at their conference. They had some very interesting IPs. They had like Destiny. Destiny will definitely be the #1 contender for best of show. I haven't seen the awards for it yet, but I'm going to be inclined to believe that they are the #1 contender. Then we have Metal Gear Solid 5, which I know is debuted on Microsoft, but it's cross-platforming, so I'm going to give it to them too. What else do they have? Jesus. Yeah, Final Fantasy 15, which was going to be Final Fantasy Versus 13, but yeah, that was in development hell for so long. They kind of just said it, Squeenix, fuck it, let's just make it a new Final Fantasy game. This is becoming a shit show. It looks cool, you know. I just hope that they actually put the effort into it, put more effort into it than they did in 13, because, you know, Final Fantasy 13 showed everyone in the Final Fantasy fandom that we don't care about the franchise anymore. That's what I get, and you know, I played it at my friend's house and I will never buy it. I won't give that game any of my money. Now 13.2 I heard was a lot better, but I mean, why even go to the trouble of doing this apologist bullshit by making another game just to make up for your poor choice in design decisions the first time around? Yeah. And now we got a 13.3 coming out because fuck you, that's why. But yeah, I'm interested to see how 15 plays. It looks awesome. The demos that they shown the video of, they look awesome too. But yeah, I'd have to actually play it before I make a decision. So yeah, I'm not going to get my hopes up just yet. This is Squeenix we're talking about, and I'm kind of starting to think that the Final Fantasy franchise should be just that, final. And I guess I should get to the big one from Squeenix then. At least it's big for me. Kingdom Hearts 3. That's right. They skipped an entire console generation for this game, and yeah, I couldn't be happier that this game's coming out. I will be getting a PS4 just for this game, and when they get a release date, that'll probably be around the time I actually get the system. Yep, and woo. Yes, with all the bells and whistles that are going on for the PlayStation 4, um, it's just it's awesome. You got all these beautiful graphics and whatnot. That's cool, but I just care about Kingdom Hearts 4. 3. So many numbers going around with these systems now. I'm kind of just. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 for the PS4. It's gonna be glorious. When I saw the trailer, I was thinking, oh, they're probably just advertising HDs, like. Eh. And then I hear Haley Joel Osment's voice with his balls dropped, and I'm just like, yes, giddy like a schoolgirl. And then I saw a new Keyblade, and then I see the logo, and I'm just like, they do care! And it was a beautiful sight to behold. So yeah, other titles from that. There are a bunch of other titles, but I kind of went into mental state after seeing Kingdom Hearts 3. So yeah, maybe another day I'll bring up some of these other IPs. Yeah. Now we'll talk about Nintendo. I guess Nintendo kind of realized that with the two biggest dogs in the yard kind of going at it, they didn't really want to do the conventional type of conference. So they did things their own way. They kind of spread it out. They had their showroom presence. They didn't have an attendable conference with a lot of fanfare like say Microsoft or Sony would do. But they had some really cool looking titles. Being a Nintendo fanboy, I have to say a lot of those titles look really awesome. Wonderful 101. I'm looking at that and I'm really excited for it because it combines a lot of elements from two of my favorite games of all time. It looks like a mashup of No More Heroes meets Katamari Damacy. And I like the weird animation. I like the variation in the superhero concept, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. So when that comes out, and when I have a Wii U, I will definitely be getting that. What else was there? Yes, Super Mario 3D World. Yeah, that looks really cool. They have what looks like to be a really solid Mario IP because yeah, it's Mario. I mean, who doesn't love Mario? I'm a kid at heart, so anytime that there's a new Mario game, I'm going to give it a shot, even if I'm not the crazy about it, because I hated Super Mario Sunshine. I played it. It didn't really fancy me. The whole collectathon that game became is why I hate it. But I mean, the mechanics worked and it was solid. And I love Galaxy 1 and 2. They were great games. And 3D World, it looks like it's going to be a good one because you got new powers, you've got a beautiful environment that's going to be all in HD. And multiplayer, awesome multiplayer at that. They're really getting into this whole multiplayer thing down with the Mario games and Nintendo. And yeah, it's nice to have a game where Princess Peach is not the Mary Sue again for the change. It's been almost 30 years. I mean, way to go, Japan! You're finally starting to understand that women are people too. Kidding. But yeah, yeah, what else was there that I was looking forward to? Yes, Sonic Lost World. Yeah, I mean, been it's been in the news in the gaming world recently that Nintendo has exclusive rights to the Sonic license. So now they're gonna do their thing with it. I mean, the engine looks like it's basically a cut and paste of Mario Galaxy, only with the Sonic mechanics. I'm okay with that. I mean, if you're going to rip off a game, rip off a good game. I mean, that's what everyone did with God of War. Um, a lot of those God of War clones were really good. Um, yeah, and it looks really simple. Like, say after Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Team seems like they finally learned their lesson. We don't need a shit ton of melodramatic story. We don't need all this other stuff. Just a simple game with a simple story, with lots of speed. That's all Sonic needs, man. And this looks pretty. I can't wait to play it either. Come on, Sonic Team, don't let me down this time. You were on such a roll with colors and generations. Let's keep the ball rolling. That blue blur ball rolling, I should say. Yeah, and I guess I should get the big announcement out of the way. Then, Super Smash Brothers, Wii U, and 3DS. Yes, Smash Brothers is finally portable. I mean, it took you long enough. You could have done it for all the other handhelds, but you took your time, and I understand. You want to have the best looking version possible, Nintendo, and this looks like it's going to be a good version. You get the cel shading animation for the 3DS, and you get the solid high-res HD look for Wii U. And I'm hoping that there will be some sort of data transfer between the two devices, because that would be pretty sweet. And I would love to be able to transfer my save data from my 3DS to my Wii U when I can actually, afford to get both of them. But yeah, so looking forward to seeing that. I mean, there's a shit ton of memes out there too for like the new characters, the villager from Animal Crossing and Wii U trainer character. Look them up. They're hilarious. Some of them are creepy as hell because look at them, they're creepy as hell. I've been posting a few on my Tumblr too, which by the way you should totally check out. ByronD0.tumblr.com. Follow me, know me, love me. And of course the big one, the blue motherfucking bomber, super fighting robot Mega Man. Yeah, that was my childhood. But yeah, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to play as Mega Man in Smash Brothers, and to whip all you noobs online. Once I get my ID set up, I'll at your boy. I'll show you a little something. I'll serve you your ass on a platter. But yeah, I digress. And yeah, I guess we have to talk about the 3DS one. Pokemon. Yes, Pokemon X and Y. And I say, why not? Why not get this? Because it's going to be awesome. Because the graphics look awesome, and 3D environments, and all these new features such as sky battles and handicap battles, where I mean horde battles. That's what they're called, but I think handicap because it's you against a horde of other Pokemon in the wild, which is actually really cool. So those are great mechanics. And probably one of the most hilarious things to come out of this would be the implementation of a fairy type Pokemon. And some of the more established Pokemon have been listed as fairies, such as Meryl and Jigglypuff. Now here's a funny thing for you to think about. Yeah, they're like dragon type Pokemon are vulnerable to them, to the fairy type Pokemon now. So picture Jigglypuff beating the shit out of a Dragonite, or Meryl beating the shit out of a Gyarados. Hold on, I'll show you a little illustration that I did showcasing this point better. Just a moment. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty embarrassing for them. Kinda like this. Can you see it? Yes, I drew this, by the way. Yes, notice how I have Jigglypuff wearing his patented Super Smash Bros. Green headband, because that headband will always look badass. And I gave him a little bit, a little bit of a joke, Dragon Ball Z style aura. Gave him a scar just for shits and giggles. Poor Dragonite, you never stood a chance. But yeah, it's gonna be something like that once Pokemon X and Y comes out, and people try to think that their dragons are the biggest dogs in the yard. Yeah, I use it again. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Other than that, I don't really have too much to say. I'm probably gonna get my 3DS first so that I can get Pokemon X and Y when it comes out, and then afterwards, I will get ready for the Wii U, and then I will get my PS4. Yeah, and Microsoft, fuck you. I'm not gonna pay you. Okay then. Before I go, here's my Meryl sketch. You can't see it as well. Yeah, Meryl's kind of in the front here. You can't see his tail. I didn't get a chance to color it yet because I just drew it today. But yeah, other than that, I got nothing. Going to see Man of Steel sometime next week. I'll do a vlog on that. If nothing else, this is Byron G0, your nerdy superhero, saying Ja Matana.